All right, next up, we have Comes the Dawn, starring Michael Ironside, which everyone knows. Um, I don't know what would be my ultimate Michael Ironside performance or movie that I think of him in. Probably Total Recall. I think Scanners is the one that like most people are going to jump to, but I don't know. There's something about his performance in Total Recall that just really sticks out in my mind and I love. So I'm going to go with Total Recall, but, Scanners is fantastic as well. And good dude. The dude's been in everything. But those are the two standouts for sure. We've also got Bruce Payne here from Warlock 3, The Age of Innocence with Ashley Lawrence. I really like that movie. I reviewed all three of them on here, and I actually prefer the third one to the second one. I think I might be alone in that on the planet, but I thought that the acting was pretty good. I thought it's not really super well filmed, but if you want to hear me talk about Warlock 3, The Age of Innocence for some reason, I did review all three, so you can go back and check out that review. But yeah, seeing Bruce Payne here, that's pretty cool. So these guys are poachers, and they come to like Alaska, and they go into this bar, and there's this toothless waitress, and she is like, they're trying to talk her into telling her who they can talk to get to poach. And she's like, no, not having it. And so they kill her, shoot her in the head, because these men are ruthless. And so they hunt down her lover, who she said would be the perfect person for them to talk to, but she's not taking him to him because she don't believe in no poaching. They get there, and it's some hot Native American chick, and she's kind of playing them back and forth, kind of hitting on one, hitting on the other. And they can't get her to help, but then Michael Ironside, who was a captain or something, some war, he was some, high-ranking official in it, and he led these people through battle, whatever. And he finds out she was supposedly there, and so he uses her PTSD against her and makes her think like she's back in the war, and he's her commanding officer and whatever, which I thought was really fucked up, because playing off of people's PTSDs or mental disorders is always evil. But he does, and he goes off because she gives him the path to go down. We don't get a lot of outdoor, like exterior stuff in this episode. It's all interior, which you're hunting like bears in Alaska. I doubt you're going to be in many buildings. Like they're in like an underground compound kind of thing with long corridors and all. And it's like, why are bears down there? Like, aren't they outside? I guess they're hibernating in there. I don't know. But I just thought that was pretty funny that almost all of this takes place. I think this is just a budget thing. They couldn't film in a snowy place, so they just were like, well, let's film it indoors. So they did, and this is the episode we got. But anyway, so she tries to get Bruce Payne to betray Michael Ironside, and we find out that they're thick as thieves. And even though he was going to betray him, supposedly, she got down on her knees to blow him, and then he like stopped her like right as she was about to start and was like, "No, my partner's right there," basically, like, and we're not letting this happen. And I was like, couldn't you have told her this after she finished? Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be a terrible person here, but if you're going to do this, you might as well do it right. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, although that wouldn't have turned out very well for him, because we find out they're vampires, and I'm sure he doesn't want to have the blood sucked out of his penis. So anyways, yeah, we find out they're vampires. They've come into this room, and there's cocoons up there, which those are pretty cool. And there's vampires, they're coming out of them. And this straight up turns into 30 Days of Night. And I have to wonder if this is where he got it from. I mean, this was probably a comic, right? I mean, if this is a Tales from the Crypt episode, this is probably a Vault of Horror or something comic. And either he got it from this episode or he got it from that comic, because, yeah, I mean, it's possible he didn't get it from either. But, like, the way that they end up beating, Bruce Payne's character here is because he thinks he's waiting for the sun to come up. And when it doesn't, he freaks out and he's like, what the fuck? And they're like, they come through the door and he's like, I don't understand. Where's the sun? She's like, this is Alaska, baby. Like, the sun's not coming up for another 2 months. Like, this is why we live here. So it was like, oh my God, this is straight up. It's in Alaska. It's, it's dark time for a long time. That's why they live there. All that. So I don't know. It's pretty convincing evidence, but as I said, it's not 100%. The bartender at the beginning gets shot, and then she comes back because she's a vampire, but she has her teeth back. She pulled out all of her teeth, and I thought that was just in a move to, get away from the fact that she was a vampire. But they're all back when she attacks him. So does she pull them out? And then they come back when she gets hungry or is about to kill, and then she has to pull them out again? Like, do they just keep replacing themselves like shark teeth? Or does she have retractable ones and the other ones don't? Or do the other ones actually have that ability and can't because the lead vampire, or maybe she isn't a vampire, I don't know. The native girl, is she one? Because I don't think we ever see fangs on her. And if she is, then I'm guessing she is the head vampire. And a head vampire has the ability to stay human. But her girlfriend is human. And the other ones are creature-like, bat-like. So, like a lot of vampire movies, From Dusk Till Dawn does something like that. We even get some of that in like Bram Stoker's Dracula, stuff like that. But do they also have the ability to look human? Or are they the only ones? Like, what's the different breeds? Like, all that. I know I'm overthinking things as always, but when I was watching this, I was like, wait, so who's what and how does this and where does this? And so, yeah. But, did I miss anything? No. Oh, one thing, yeah. Bruce, I like that. He finally turns on Michael Ironside. Bruce Payne's character finally turns on Michael Ironside, and he realizes, like, they want him. So he's like, he thinks they do. And so he fucking betrays his friend and like gets him killed so that he can get them off his ass. And they don't even stop for a second. They're just like, whatever, idiot. Like, you're not getting out of this. I thought that was really funny. Yeah. So anyways, I think that's about it. I think I overthought the vampire thing way too much, but this has gotta be what influenced 30 Days a Night. What do you guys think? All right.